Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn how to cut and sew children's gomesi. So all you need the material, you need the mapesa, the buttons, you need the lining. I'm going to use the chitenge material. You need the stiff net. You also need modalizo, as you can see. You also need a marker or a piece of chalk. You also need pins, tailor's pins. You also need tape measure, as you can see. You also need the measurements. So these are the measurements I'm going to use. The crossback is 8, length is 37, sleeve length is 6, sleeve width is 11, and is 5. So some are wondering how I got the crossback of 8. So I'm going to show you how I got the crossback of 8. So that you get the original crossback minus 2. So I am making a gomesi for a 5-year-old, and the 5-year-old's crossback is 10. So you get 10, subtract 2. So that's how I got the crossback of the gomesi, which is 8, as you can see. That's how I got the crossback of 8 for the gomesi. So now let's start with the sleeve. That's the starting line of the sleeve. So we are going to measure 1.5 inches for the hem. As you all know, the hem, if you've been watching my previous videos, I think you know now how to cut the sleeve. So that is 1.5 for the hem. Then you square out. As you can see, the worm squaring out. Then from that line of the hem, you're going to get the sleeve length, which is 6. We are going to add 1 on the 6 to make it 7. The 1 is for sewing allowance. So you measure that 7 from the hem line and you mark the 7. Then you square out. As you can see, the worm squaring out. You square out, as you can see. Then you draw a line. Let me hope you're following. Then from that line of the 7 going upwards, you're going to measure again 5.5 or 6 for the gathers. Hope you can see the 6 I'm measuring. Then again you square out the 6. So after that, we are going on the sleeve width. Our sleeve width was 11. So 11 divided by 2. We are going to divide the sleeve width by 2. So 11, as you can see, 11 divided by 2, we have 5.5. So we are going to measure the 5.5 plus 1, which makes it 6.5. As you can see. Then after, you're going to mark the 6.5 up there and we square out. Then from that line, you're going to measure 1.5. As you can see, the one measuring the 1.5 on the tape measure 1.5 or 2, depending on the size. Then you're going to join that 1.5 or the 2 to the hem line. Then from there, you're going to measure again 1.5 inches inwards. From that point, as you can see, 1.5 inches inwards. Hope you can see the one measuring it. It's 1.5 inches or 2 inches, depending on the size. Then upwards, you're going to measure 2 inches. Hope you can see the one doing it. So now we come here upwards. We are going to measure 2 inches because we want to shape our curve. So now we are measuring the 2 inches. Hope you can see the one measuring them. Then 1 inch downwards. Hope you can understand this very well. Then after that, we are going to make a curve passing through these points, as you can see. Then cut out 2 pieces. Now we are going on the cover. So we are making our starting line. We are going to start with the back cover. So we are going to measure 6.5 inches. That includes sewing allowance. So the length of the cover is 6.5 inches. As you can see, 6.5 inches. Then from there, we're going to get our cover measurements, which is 8. And we divide the measurements by 2. Hope you can see the one I'm showing you. So we have 4 inches. So we are going to measure 4 inches up. We are measuring the 4 inches up. As you can see the one I'm showing you. We are measuring 4 inches. Then we are going to measure 4.5 inches downwards. You're going to measure 4 plus a half, which is 4.5 inches. As you can see the one I'm showing you, those are 4.5 inches. So now let's join. So you join the 4 to the 4.5. As you can see. If this is confusing you, can go in my previous videos and you see how to cut the cover. So now we are going on the neckline. We are going to measure 3 inches downwards, like the way you see. Unlike for the older people, we are measuring 3 inches. As you can see, I'm squaring out. Then the neck width, we are going to measure 1.5. We are measuring 1.5 for the neck width. Let me hope you're following. Hope you can see the one measuring the neckline. Then you join. Then after, you're going to cut out 2 pieces like that. So now we are going on the front cover. So for the front cover, we use the back cover, as you can see. So we are going to trace out the back cover on the piece of material. So I'm done tracing it out. I'm going to remove the back cover and I remain with the front cover. So that is the back cover and this one is the front cover. So now we are going to shape the front cover. So you get the tape measure. I'm going to start measuring from one side of the neckline and I measure 5 inches. As you can see the one measuring, I'm measuring 5 inches. You mark where the 5 inches are. Hope you can see the way I'm doing it. That's how we make the front cover. Then we join to the 5 inches. We even join it downwards. Hope you can see. Then we are going to cut out that shaded part. We are cutting out the shaded part. Hope you can see. So let's all cut out the shaded part. Hope you can see the way I'm cutting it out. Only the shaded part. Hope you can see how it looks like. Let me hope also your front cover looks like this. So that's our front cover. We have our back cover. Now we're left with only one piece for the mapesa. So for the mapesa, we need only this part, only that part. So we are going to trace out this part. So you can fold the excess so as to remain with the part that you want to trace and cut out. Then you place on the material and you trace out. As you can see the way I'm doing it. So after tracing out, you're going to cut out. You cut out 2 pieces. So hope you can see I'm done with cutting out that part. So let me show you how it looks like. So that is the back and that is the cutout part for the buttonholes. Yeah, it's for the buttonholes. So you have to make a notch on the slanting line. So that's it. So you need to make 2 pieces of each. Hope you can see. So now this is the sleeve. For the sleeve, there are also 2 pieces. So you also need to cut 2 pieces of lining. Though me, I usually cut the lining when I'm sewing. So hope you can see the 2 pieces of each. Now that's the lining. I'll cut it while sewing the sleeve and while adding the stiff net. So if your material is soft, you'll add lining into it to make it firm. Although mine is a little bit hard, so no need for adding lining. So now let's get to the main piece, the main body. This is 2 yards. This is 2 yards depending on your measurements. So now we are going to get the length, which is 37. Length minus 5 for the cover, so we remain with 32. So 32 divided by 2. So I'm going to show you. So that is 37 minus 5, as you can see. Then the 32, you're going to divide it by 2, since our material is folded. Hope you can see how it's. So we have 16. So you're going to add on and make it 17. So let me hope you can see the way we are going to measure that middle line that passes through the main body of the gomesi. So 17, you measure and you square out. Then I will show you how to sew when we are sewing in the next part. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the button for part 2. Thank you so much.